I'd like to call this regular meeting of the Coralville City Council to order. It's June 25th, 2024. Could I have the roll call, please?
Councilmember Knutson, Vogelsang,
Here.
Quinn,
Here.
Peterson,
Here.
Goodrich.
Here.
All council members except Councilmember Knutson are present, as is the mayor, the city clerk, the city attorney, the deputy city administrator, and several other staff in the audience. I would entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
Madam Mayor, I'd like to amend the agenda, removing item 8.
Okay.
And
So
then
we have a motion to amend the agenda by Goodrich. Could I get a second?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
The amended agenda is approved. Next item, community comments. This is a time for community members to speak to us about items that aren't on the agenda or items that are on the agenda but are not subject to a public hearing. Each speaker will have 5 minutes, and we do reserve the right to adjust both the individual comment time and the overall speaking time based on the number of speakers or any accommodations that a speaker might need. So is there anyone that would like to address us this evening? Okay, sounds good. Next item, we have a public hearing for the West Village project, and we are going to have our Community Development Director, Dave Johnson, come and give us some information about this. And looking at the agenda, you need to get comfortable in that seat. You're going to be up there for the next few items.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about this project.
So the developer is requesting to develop a combination of residential and commercial uses on approximately 28 acres. This is generally located at the southwest corner of Oakdale and Jones Boulevard, as shown in the map on the screen. This is located in the west land use area and will include a total of 452 residential units to be provided. And a variety of housing options will be included, including single-family detached townhomes, apartment buildings, and also attached single-family. 107 of the multifamily units will be provided above the first floor commercial space in 2 mixed-use buildings that will be located nearest the intersection of Jones and Oakdale. There'll be a total of 33,000 square feet of commercial space on the first floor of those buildings. And the development will occur over 3 phases and 8 years. I have forwarded to council the phasing plan for this development. And phase 1 will begin this year and consist of 46 residential units. Phase 2 is scheduled to start in 2026 and contain 116 residential units. Phase 3 is scheduled to begin in 2028 and include 290 residential units. And this development also includes a 7/10 of an acre park with playground and gazebo amenities. There's also a dog park, and there's also a sedge meadow stormwater feature with a walking path incorporated into that. That path connects commercial areas of the development to Crossing Ridge Drive. Crossing Ridge Drive is the north-south street that accesses the new Clear Creek Amana Elementary School. And streets will be lined with trees in parkways. Additional trees will be provided in yards and open spaces. In total, 462 trees will be included in this project. I've also forwarded to City Council the park amenity plan and landscape plan. This development is designed to be a neo-traditional or a new urbanist style development. What makes these developments different from traditional modern developments is focus is placed on the pedestrian and resident experience rather than designing around vehicles. It is essential that these developments focus on walkability, access to amenities, and recreation, and the physical environment has to be carefully planned and executed in order for these developments to achieve the desired sense of place. This includes landscaping, the mix of uses, building types, building materials, density, streetscapes, access to parks, trails, and all of that important stuff. The requested rezoning and site plan can be considered consistent with the Coralville Community Plan and the West Land Use Area Master Plan. The Coralville Community Plan identifies the area as a key growth area for the community and region. Mixed-use areas are intended to be walkable, pedestrian-oriented commercial spaces with residential units above, and medium-density residential is to provide single-family detached and attached structures, and oftentimes serves as a transition between higher and lower-density housing. The Planning and Zoning Commission reviewed this request at their June 5th meeting, and by a vote of 5-0, the Commission recommended to rezone the West Village from C2 Arterial Commercial District and the R1 Single Family Residential District to the RPUD1 Residential Planned Unit Development 1 District. They also recommended the preliminary plat, and that's all I have.
Great. Thank you for that overview.
Thank you.
All right. With that, I will open the public hearing on this item. Is there anyone that would like to speak to us about this? Do we have any written comments?
No written.
Okay. I will close the public hearing, and then we will consider the first resolution.
Ordinance number 2024-1004, an ordinance amending the Coralville zoning ordinance, the same being ordinance number 2020-1009 as previously amended, rezoning certain property located within the corporate limits of the city of Coralville, Johnson County, Iowa, and generally known as West Village from C2 Arterial Commercial District and R1 Single Family Residential District to RPUD 1 Residential Planned Unit Development 1 District. It's introduced for adoption, first consideration by Councilmember Goodrich, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Vogelzang. Any questions or comments on this?
I have one question. Excuse me. So the residential units we're talking about is just the ones by Ridgeway and Crossing Ridge Drive, right there where the house numbers are, is that correct? Because the ones on the right are mostly existing, am I right?
Correct. Let me pull up an image of the site plan, and that might help illustrate how things are generally laid out. So in the western 2/3 of this development, it's predominantly townhomes and single-family detached homes. And then in the eastern 1/3 of the development, it's predominantly multifamily buildings, with the exception of these two buildings here at the corner. Those two buildings are designated as mixed use. Those are the two buildings where we'll have commercial on the first floor and residential units above. And you can see how these buildings, these townhomes, relate to Ridgeview Addition, which is the subdivision immediately south of there, which is also townhomes.
Okay. Thank you for bringing that picture up. That explained a lot for me. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Awesome. Any other questions? Okay. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Quinn.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Vogelzang.
Aye.
Ordinance passes its first consideration, all ayes. Next item, IRL Parkview Lot 3. This is another public hearing, and we will just turn it back over to Dave Johnson to give us an overview of this project.
Thank you. This is a 42-unit multifamily residential building that is located on 0.84 acres. This is the third of 6 buildings that are in the Parkview Master Development Plan. That Master Development Plan has been in place for a while. I think I have a picture of it to give you an idea of the general building layouts. Buildings 1 and 2 are complete within this development. This building will be 4 stories. 51 parking stalls are provided. 32 of those are enclosed in the buildings, and 19 stalls are provided behind the building. Building materials for this are going to be identical to the materials that you see on buildings 1 and 2. Brick size, brick color, texture, as well as the stone products. This is going to have a flat roof in keeping with the second building. Building number 4, which is shown up here to the north, this will also have a flat roof. So these two buildings have pitched roofs, and then these two buildings will have flat roofs. These materials, again, are predominantly brick, stone, and there's some engineered wood panels, same as buildings 1 and 2. And the landscape is in keeping with the planting concepts in the district. Outlot A is a future open space for Parkview residents. This plan does reduce that space approximately by 12,000 square feet to accommodate that parking to the rear. The proposed development can be considered generally consistent with the Parkview Master Development Plan, and the site and building design are in keeping with the standards for the Iowa River Landing. The Planning and Zoning Commission reviewed this at their June 5th meeting, and by a vote of 5-0 recommended approval of the PUDB site plan as well as the final plat for Iowa River Landing Lot 3.
Excellent. Thank you for that overview. Okay, I'll now open the public hearing on this item. Is there anyone that would like to speak to us? Okay, do we have any written comments?
No written.
Okay, close the public hearing, and we will consider the first resolution.
Resolution approving the PUD-B site plan for IRL Parkview Lot 3, Coralville, Iowa, introduced for adoption by Councilmember Vogelzang, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Nguyen. Questions or comments? Okay, could I have the roll call?
Councilmember Peterson.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Vogelzang.
Aye.
Quinn.
Aye.
Resolutions approved, all ayes. And the next resolution, please.
Resolution approving the final plat for IRL Parkview Plat 3, Coralville, Iowa, introduced for adoption by Councilmember Nguyen, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Goodrich. Questions or comments on this item? Okay, roll call, please.
Councilmember Goodrich.
Aye.
Vogelzang.
Aye.
Quinn.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Resolution is approved, all ayes. And finally, our last project from Dave Johnson. Take it away.
Thank you. This is a short staff report. This preliminary plat is for development of a commercial area that is immediately south of the Hy-Vee, located on Forever Green Road, east of Cross Park Road. All I have to note is that staff has reviewed this plat, and it does currently conform with the requirements for preparation and filing. The Planning and Zoning Commission reviewed this on June 5th, and they recommended by a vote of 5-0 to approve the preliminary plat.
Great, thank you for that.
Thank you.
Okay. Could I have this resolution, please?
Resolution approving the preliminary plat for the Coral Ridge Commerce Park, Part 2, Phase 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, and 16, Coralville, Iowa, introduced for adoption by Councilmember Peterson, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Vogelzang. Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Councilmember Vogelzang.
Aye.
Quinn.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Resolution is approved, all ayes. Next item, Memorandum of Understanding. This is for the first phase of the brick project. And as a reminder, this project will relocate overhead electrical and communication lines from backyards and bury them underground in the right-of-way in Mid-American Energy's service area, which is mostly south of 80. Could I have the resolution, please?
Resolution approving a memorandum of understanding by and between the City of Coralville and Mid-American Energy Company regarding the Building Resilient Infrastructure and Communities Grant, Phase 1, introduced for adoption by Councilmember Goodrich, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Peterson. Questions or comments?
I'd just like to note that Mid-American Energy is going to meet the local match requirement of 20%, and for this phase, that's $112,000. They'll do that through in-kind design work for the project.
Awesome, that's great news. And again, I always love hearing updates on this project. I know this is one we've been working on a while. I think it's going to have a lot of impact, so glad to see that the ball is rolling. Any other questions or comments? Okay, could I have the roll call, please?
Councilmember Quinn.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Vogelzang.
Aye.
Resolution is approved, all ayes. Next item, Coralville Green Infrastructure Equality Project. The city has been awarded $20,000 to support the cost of a targeted educational campaign to address barriers to installing green infrastructure within lower income populations. Could I have the resolution, please?
Resolution authorizing and directing the mayor to execute and sign Cost Share Amendment Number 1 to the Iowa Department of Agriculture and Land Stewardship Cost Share Grant Contract URBAN 23WQUI-005, introduced for adoption by Councilmember Vogelzang, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Nguyen. I was wondering if we could get a little overview on this, because this is there's a really great overview in our packet, which is available for the public to read online, but I think, just for the folks that are watching, this is a really neat program, and hopefully we'll get some folks that will take advantage of
Who's
it.
gonna do it?
Yeah, so we have our city engineer, Scott Larson, here to just give a little bit of information about this.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. This is an expansion of the longstanding program we've had in Coralville to offer reimbursement to property owners that do stormwater quality improvement practices on their properties. However, over the years, we've noticed a tendency for those properties to generally be north of I-80, and so this is an effort to target properties south of I-80 and to also target populations that maybe just have not received the messaging. So there's been outreach efforts already to certain populations and just encouraging them to participate, but the one unique part of this grant is it provides 100% match, so there would be no cost to the property owners if they meet the qualifications.
And I love this because that can be a real barrier for property. I mean, just, understanding the benefits and also understanding that there are programs that people can take advantage of, making sure that you're getting that message to the whole community.
Right, and depending on where folks come from, this idea of stormwater quality improvement may be something completely new. So this was an effort to make sure that everyone in our community has a chance to understand what it is and how they can participate, and also how we can help fund those improvements as well.
So how can folks learn, what are some of the educational components, or how are you going to do that part of it, and where can people find more information?
The best location would be on our coralville.org website under the engineering department link, and I believe there has been one outreach meeting already, and there will be future outreach events as well. So we try and participate in any local events too, where there might be multiple vendors or others presenting projects and opportunities, so we take advantage of that as well.
Awesome. Great. Thank you for that overview. Does anyone else have any questions?
I do.
Oh, yeah.
You said that we are trying to target the marginalized communities south of I-80. Is that community, is there a lot of language barrier? That could be a reason why that we can't, like the community outreach event that we have is not reaching that community?
Yeah, that's my understanding is the primary reason is just the number of languages spoken in our community. And in the past, I think we maybe have reached out in English and Spanish and not beyond that. So this is an opportunity to go further.
Yeah, I think that would help bring in a lot of people to look at this project, because we can have all these information on our website, but if folks don't know where to look,
Right.
and especially if they can't understand,
Right.
what they're looking at, it's not going to go in very far.
And I'll mention real quick, when we talk about stormwater quality and the best management practices, one of the most common ways that is achieved is through the practice called soil quality restoration, where you take an existing yard and you introduce organic material, compost material, and basically create a healthier lawn that requires hopefully less watering, less fertilizer application. But it can also include practices like a stormwater rain garden, which sometimes those can have a little bit more maintenance because of the plant material involved. So it's not just one single practice. There are a few options to choose from.
And do we also know that in that area, is there more renter rather than homeowner? That could be
I think that's the
The issue
general
as well.
consensus is that we do have more rental units south of there. So, but property owners can still participate. There's
Correct.
different guidelines, whether you own the property and rent it out or you are owner occupied.
Yeah, but is there any way to, I guess, any incentive to encourage the property owner? If they're not here, then they might like, well,
Well, the biggest one is, we can push the idea that soil quality restoration could mean less maintenance costs for them, in addition to being hopefully a healthier lawn for their tenants.
thank you.
So.
Any other questions? Okay, roll call, please.
Councilmember Peterson,
Aye.
Goodrich,
Aye.
Vogelsang,
Aye.
Wynn.
Aye.
Resolution is approved, all ayes. Next item, we have the third reading of our geothermal well standards ordinance. And this is to update those geothermal well standards to protect the city's water supply. Could I have the ordinance, please?
Ordinance number 2024-1003, an ordinance amending the City of Coralville Code of Ordinances 2011 as previously amended, establishing geothermal well standards, introduced for third and final consideration and adoption by Councilmember Wynn, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Peterson. Questions or comments? All right, roll call, please.
Councilmember Goodrich,
Aye.
Vogelsang,
Aye.
Wynn,
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Ordinance passes its third and final consideration, all ayes. Next item, transfer of funds. This would allow our Director of Finance to transfer unassigned funds to cover disbursements and to comply with regulatory statutes. Could I have the resolution, please?
Resolution,
Yeah.
he gave the Director of Finance approval by resolution to transfer unassigned funds to cover disbursements and to comply with regulatory statutes on April 9th, 2024. These transfers need to be revised based on the current updated project information. It's introduced for adoption by Councilmember Peterson, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Wynn. Any questions on this item?
We had talked about this previously, and after we got the audit and some additional information, we've just finalized and really fine-tuned the numbers.
Okay, awesome. All right, great. Could I have the roll call, please?
Councilmember Vogelsang,
Aye.
Wynn,
Aye.
Peterson,
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Resolution is approved, all ayes. Next item, non-bargaining pay scale. This increase of 3.25% on July 1st, 2024 is for employees that are not covered by a union contract. Could I have the resolution?
Resolution approving an increase in the non-bargaining pay scale effective July 1st, 2024, introduced for adoption by Councilmember Goodrich, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Vogelsang. Any questions on this item? Okay, roll call, please.
Councilmember Wynn,
Aye.
Peterson,
Aye.
Goodrich,
Aye.
Vogelsang.
Aye.
Resolution is approved, all ayes. Next item, Clear Creek Greenbelt benches. This match offer is for 10 unpainted benches made from recycled wind turbines. They will become artwork created by local artists depicting the story of the Clear Creek Greenbelt. The city is going to pay for 5 benches and receive the other 5 at no cost. Could I have the resolution?
Resolution approving a match offer proposal for a total of 10 primed and unpainted benches for canvas. Introduced for adoption by Councilmember Wynn, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Goodrich. And it looks like we have our Parks and Rec Director, Sherry Proud, here to give us an overview of this.
Thank you, Mayor. We were contacted back in February, March area from a new company out of Avon, Ohio, that takes wind turbines when they take the blades down. Those have to be replaced every so often, and this company is recycling those in a unique way. And they take them and actually slice them in perpendicular fashion, as you can see from the screen, making very interesting shapes that can be then used into park furniture. And in our case, I was very interested in the park bench aspect for the Clear Creek Greenbelt. It's over a 6-mile trail that's recently been completed and has a total of 2 benches on the entire strip. So it's on the stretch. So we know that it's something that is a barrier for some people to be able to use the Clear Creek trails because they can't walk or bicycle that far. So we're very interested. We were already very interested in having benches put into this area. And I just, after sitting in on the tutorial and talking with this company, just loved what they were doing. Most of their wind turbines right now are actually coming from the state of Iowa. So they haven't promised me that they will be exactly from the state of Iowa, but they've told me they've been in production with the state of Iowa wind turbines and expect to continue that throughout the rest of this year. So they should be from there. They are very large structures, very different than just putting down a 6-foot park bench. But they do come in a primed and ready status. And so therefore, think primed and ready, think our current Herkies out there. Those come primed and ready. And then have the ability to have an artist then do painting on those. So our intention is to do a call for creativity, and it like just the shapes, like this particular shape just fascinates me. I love the eggs. I love what I call the little hobbit hats. I just think it's very unique. They're very interested in getting this product out there and loved the idea of the city of Coralville doing an entire stretch of these benches and telling the story of the Clear Creek Greenbelt. We have, we have quite a story to tell through there, starting on the east end with the Mormon handcart trail, and basically a very similar alignment where 70,000 Mormons gathered and then made that trek from the Illinois and Iowa area to Utah. We have a mill site to celebrate, the Clear Creek itself, the many wetlands that are along this trail. We have an 1840s wheat barn to celebrate. So just a lot of great things that we can do there. Canvas will match. If we purchase 5 benches, they will match those 5 benches, and we have the money put together for that purchase, and then are in our final stages of raising that final $15,000 for that call for creativity and to put out for the benches to then be painted by artists. We have a warehouse set aside in the Iowa River Landing where we can have those delivered directly painted and then taken back out to the Greenbelt.
Excellent. Thank you for that overview. Do we have any other questions about this project?
So am I understanding the artwork will tell the story?
Okay. Yes, the call for creativity will be very specific. It will be very different than like what the Herky one is. This will be a listing of how would you tell this story? Which one of these are you interested in telling?
So they can be creative in that regard.
Creative within the topic that we give them.
All right, great.
Cool.
And I also think that on a day like today, those covered ones would be very inviting.
I like the eggs. Those are cool.
Yeah. Very creative, very just something unique, and the Clear Creek Greenbelt is something unique in itself, and I thought it was very fitting.
Yeah. Awesome. Any other questions? All right. I have the roll call, please.
Councilmember Peterson.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Vogelsang.
Aye.
Quinn.
Aye.
Resolution is approved, all ayes.
Terry, excuse me just a minute. This is the first opportunity in the state of Iowa, is that correct?
This is the first,
first
I believe
benches?
they were talking to one other Parks and Rec department about a couple of them. This will be the first order for anything like this, and possibly the first one if we get ours
Great.
in. So
Thank you.
Okay. Are we ready to vote? Okay. We do the roll call? We did part of it?
I think
We
we
already
did.
voted. We voted already.
Okay. Oh, everybody voted. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't catch that. I wasn't sure. Okay, resolution is approved, all ayes. Okay, next item, sidewalk repair project, Zone 3. This replaced and repaired the sidewalks in the area generally located north of Interstate 80, east of Interstate 80, south of Forever Green Road, and west of the Crandick Railroad. I would entertain a motion to approve the change order.
So move.
Moved by Nguyen. Could I get a second?
Second.
Seconded by Peterson. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Change order is approved. Could I have the resolution?
We have to approve passment number 1 also.
I did. Wasn't that what we just did?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's okay.
Okay.
Now could I have the resolution?
Resolution accepting the sidewalk repair project 2023, Zone 3 as completed, introduced for adoption by Councilmember Goodrich, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Peterson. Any questions or comments? All right, roll call.
Councilmember Goodrich.
Aye.
Vogelsang.
Aye.
Wynn.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Resolution is approved, all ayes. And finally, assignment and amendment of lease in the Iowa River Landing. This assigns the lease for rental space located at 325 East 2nd Avenue in the Iowa River Landing from Coffee Emporium to Midnight Coffee. Could I have the resolution?
Resolution approving that certain assignment of an amendment to lease agreement for Coffee Emporium LLC at 925 East 2nd Avenue, introduced for adoption by Councilmember Vogelsang, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Wynn. Any questions or comments? All right, roll call.
Councilmember Vogelsang.
Aye.
Wynn.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Resolution is approved, all ayes. Finally, I would entertain a motion to approve the consent calendar as presented.
Madam Mayor, I would like to ask council to consider a motion to approve the consent calendar as presented, A to double B.
Moved by Wynn, could I get a second?
Second.
Seconded by Goodrich. All right, could I have the roll call, please?
Councilmember Wynn.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Vogelsang.
Aye.
The consent calendar is approved, all ayes. All right. Finally, we have our city attorney, or I'm sorry, our city administrator's report.
Hi, I'd like to start with a report by City Engineer Scott Larson on the progress on a couple of important street projects and where we're going from here.
Yeah, just two projects to update on. First, the diverging diamond at First Avenue and I-80. We are still very much on track now to open the new eastbound on-ramp to eastbound 80 on July 3rd. So I don't know if you remember our press release on this one, but we were initially thinking it might be early to mid-August. So right now the contractor, as of today, and actually since last week, they've indicated they want to open the new on-ramp to eastbound 80 on July 3rd. So that'll be big.
That is big.
And the other update I wanted to give is the Fifth Street improvements. So today, the contractor put down temporary pavement markings within phases 1 and 2A that we've been working on essentially since early March. And if all goes well and the signs get installed tomorrow, we hope to reopen 5th Street and 20th Avenue to through traffic on Thursday. I hope to send out a press release tomorrow morning or afternoon at the latest, but we are definitely looking good for Thursday, and certainly if not Thursday, this Friday. However, if you drive down 5th Street today, you'll notice we do have new digital message boards up that are displaying a message that the 5th Street and 18th Avenue intersection will close on Monday, July 8th. So we have a brief opening, carries through the Fourth Fest Parade, and then that following Monday, the contractor is ready to get started on what is Phase B, which is essentially closing 5th Street and 18th Avenue intersection and a little bit just to the east of there. So that'll be the next piece we're working on. But look for that press release tomorrow.
Awesome.
Nice article in the Gazette about First Avenue project.
I didn't read it yet.
Yeah.
Good. Good to hear. Yeah.
All right. Thank you for
Thank you.
that overview.
I would also like to congratulate the Coralville Fire Department for their rating of ISO 2 again. They've had that rating since 2013 and got the official word this week, and we think they're doing a great job with that and really appreciate all of the time and effort that goes into that. It's a big endeavor, and also thank the Water Department, Jordan and his team, for their work on that. Water supply is a big part of that rating as well. Next week's Fourth Fest, as Scott mentioned. So city offices will be closed on Thursday, July 4th. Trash collection is late just if you're a Thursday customer. So it's one day late just if you're a Thursday customer, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, regular day pickup. So those are important things. Then we all have all the great Fourth Fest activities. It starts off with races in the park this weekend on the 29th, concerts on the 3rd, parade and fireworks on the 4th, more concerts, more fun both days, food vendors. The carnival comes on the 2nd. So just lots to check out. See the website or your last connection for all the details.
Great. Thank you. All right. Mayor's report. I have just a couple of quick things. Fourth Fest, yes, Really looking forward to it, and I just want to say thank you to all of the volunteers, the Fourth Fest Committee, and I want to say thank you to the city staff for all of your extra work as well. I know it is a very big undertaking, and we appreciate everybody that helps to make the event successful. The only other thing I have, speaking of the 4th of July, this is the time of year when we are hearing fireworks going off throughout the community. And I have feelings about this because, this is, first of all, not something that we would ordinarily be in favor of, having fireworks being sold in the community, the tents, we're seeing the tents coming up. But this is an issue where we don't have very much local control. So even though you are allowed to purchase fireworks in Coralville, you are not allowed to set them off in Coralville. And I know that I'm giving a mom lecture right now, but I've already heard some, and I'm going to tell you that nobody likes this other than you. And I'm speaking on behalf of many angry constituents who have messaged me about this, and all of the terrified pets in the community when those fireworks are going off in town. So you can purchase them, but if you want to shoot them off, you need to go outside of the community to do so. And you do also have the option of calling the police department non-emergency line if you are, having a neighbor or there's someone that is shooting off fireworks and really causing a disturbance. But please only call the non-emergency line for the police department. We don't want anybody calling 911 or anything like that. But that non-emergency line is 319-248-1800, and they will address your concern as soon as they are able to. Again, this is a really busy weekend for them, and they of course want to help if you have a complaint, but please know that they might be busy with other things if you do call them. But they will try to respond as soon as possible. All right. That is all I have. City Attorney's report.
I have nothing additional.
Nothing.
Okay. Committee and council members report. Let's start down here with Councilmember Vogelzang.
Minister Ellen pretty much covered what I had in my notes. Years in past, the ISO ratings for fire departments did impact some insurance premiums. I don't know if they still do or not, but I know there's been a lot of changes in the insurance world. But regardless, my hat's off to the fire department and all the work. It's not easy to attain an ISO rating of 2. It's not easy to do. So I want to commend everybody involved. So.
All right. Thank you. Councilmember Nguyen.
I have nothing tonight.
Okay. Councilmember Peterson.
I would like to reiterate a little bit about what you're talking about as far as the booms. I've been a long-time member of Coralville Legion Post 721, and I've had several conversations with veterans about that this time of year. Having said that, this is my favorite time of the year, and being a resident of Coralville with our concerts and everything that we have going on, it is one of my most favorite times of year. But having said that, we got to remember that we have veterans out there that have PTSD, and I know several that leave our community during this time because they can't stand it.
Yeah.
But yeah, just be vigilant of that and think about other people. When you're lighting off fireworks and everything like that, because there's more to it than you think when it comes to veterans. So
thank you for bringing that up. That's another great point, for sure. Thank you.
Thanks, Rice.
Yeah. And last but not least, Councilmember Goodrich.
I appreciate everything that's been said, and just want to make note, I have great pride. Our middle son, Aaron, is with us right now. He with his family and 2 children. He's went to school at West High, and University of Iowa, is a doctor in the Air Force, is a lieutenant colonel, and just finished his master's in global medicine in Washington, D.C., and they're moving to Arizona. And the sacrifices that military people make is incredible. I'm reminded of that just these last few days, that they've been staying with us, having to make the move and their things and the just all the details, schooling, everything for their children that they have to do every few years. And yet they're happy and really feel privileged to serve in the military. We have been able to do so many fun things. I think it's been about 20 years since Aaron has really spent much time at home. And so we visited all the Herkies. They have an 8 and 6-year-old, so that's been a lot of fun. The Clear Creek Trail has been wonderful. The parks, the pools, the mall, the IRL. We just had a ball, and it's been so fun for Aaron to be able to see how we've grown. And he just keeps saying what a nice community this is, and that just builds pride for me too. So just want to thank everyone for everything that they do. I have one question that maybe no one will appreciate. But as we listen to the rain outside, and Scott, maybe you're the one to tell us, Scott Larson, rivers around the state have been flooding and so on. Where are we at with the Iowa River? Do you have any understanding of that at the moment?
Yeah, so far, we're still in pretty good shape. I think to the east on the Cedar and to the west on the Des Moines, and further west, of course, northwest Iowa have been hit much harder than the Iowa River basin. So, we're not hearing any warnings from the Corps of Engineers. So, right now we're in good shape.
Thank you.
I checked today, and
Yeah.
we're on the regular operations, and I believe the basin height, or that the level in the lake is lower than last year, believe it or
Oh.
not. So
Yeah.
it's not what you'd expect when you know about everything going on around the state.
Yeah, we sure care for everyone else. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you very much. All right. With that, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Moved by Peterson,
Second.
seconded by Vogelzang. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned. Thank you.